Well, we're back to table one here at Chula Vista Resort and Water Park. I'm Gennaro Vasquez, and here with Ricky Bryant in the booth. We're ready to go ahead and watch as Ben Leikness takes on Steve Wicks in this match. This is the men's silver division, the one-loss side. Ben is has a race to 3. Steve does a race to 6. And this is the 2016 BCAPL Wisconsin State Championship, Chula Vista Resort here.
And starting off, per the Fargo rate, Steve is favored at 59% to Ben's 41% to win the match.
Ben chose to start from the side off the rail and go into the head ball. Successful in the respect that he pocketed a ball or two. Well, if you can go ahead and shoot this 14 ball here. At this point, at least, choosing to kind of stun the ball around the table, which he certainly could do again right here. At some point, we have to figure out something for that 9 ball.
Yeah, that was his danger ball, but the 13 was a little bit, but he broke it out. Didn't leave himself the easiest shot in the world, but he's got a shot.
Well, I guess that 15 ball is going all the way down.
Yep.
And he's going to have to put some zhoosh on this one and try to draw it back and do something with that 9 ball if he makes this 15 ball.
Trying to draw back through the stack, and he
That
went
was a
through the
good
stack, but
oh,
it
watch out,
cost
8
him.
ball.
It cost him.
Oof,
Oh,
wow.
That 8 just floated
He
up there
waves
and
his
stopped.
finger, waves his finger at the 8 ball, says no, 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 and it did not go this time, but that is hanging very precariously on the edge there. So
Yeah, I don't know what's holding that 8 up. It looks like it's sloping down. It's sitting so deep in the pocket.
let's see if that becomes a factor in subsequent shots here. Well, it was a miss, but we'll see how costly it ends up being. That 9 ball is not in a good spot.
No. And he's got to be very careful on the breakout with that 8 hanging so close in the pocket.
I don't really see a shot there.
He's got the pocket blocked with the 15, so I don't think he's going to want to move it.
Yeah, this would, if he's going to do something with that 9 ball, this would be a good chance. But boy, what's it going to be?
Yeah. Well, with 2 balls on the table, it's better to take. Oh, he
tried like a double kiss situation to hit it and then propel the cue ball forward and hit it again. Boy, if he'd been able to pull that off, wow, that would have been a stunner. And he
got a rail.
Gets a rail.
Just barely got the
gets
rail.
a rail. But I would have to think he is not going to be happy with his first couple of shots here.
I don't know. He's not left it easy. He's going to have to rail that 15 in. Does it cleanly. Gives him the shot on the 9.
Well, this is the silver division of the state tournament here, BCAPL. He made that pretty easy, but that...
Yep.
Wow, that 6-ball played awful big there.
Yeah, locked himself up behind the 6. He's got a...
Well, there's a couple of ways he can get at it, but it's not fun. He can play off the cushion right there by the side pocket, try to go at it 2 rails. That's probably the highest percentage. If he kicks at it from the way that he's looking right now, it's on the wrong side. The cue ball is approaching from the wrong side, so that really kind of adds its own unique challenges. Kicking that way right off that rail by that side pocket, that's... frankly, I don't know if he has a choice but to shoot that. But it seems to me like that would be the proper shot anyway.
Yep. But he's going back to his original thought, going to the foot rail. And he fouls.
Correct. He's shooting at the 8-ball. He does commit a foul, but the 8-ball remains on the table. Thus, it is not a loss of game. His opponent comes in, has the ball in hand. His opponent has the ball in hand coming in. Not really too many balls, obstacles you would think standing in his way here. Probably try to deal with that 7 right away, maybe the 3. Otherwise, all the ball's more or less perched right near a pocket. Well, this is Steve Wicks. He's racing to 6. Ben going to 3. Ben chooses to play it off the rails and come off with that 3-ball. I guess the name of the game here, from the run-out perspective on this, would be just maintain control. Just don't let the cue ball kind of do anything you're not expecting it to do. He's got plenty of opportunities for pretty much a tap out here.
Yep. Should be pretty much in.
Yeah, he really, they're sitting so well. He kind of a little bit of a cushion going in there, but he pretty much had his choice of pretty much any ball to be able to run out. But he wants to shoot the 8-ball from the proper side, so that's why he's going ahead and played the 4-ball.
And he got it off the rail, so he's not handicapped by having it on the rail.
Oh, he kind of hit that a little bit harder than you might have otherwise. So, cue ball for a moment had intentions toward the corner, but it falls shy, so that gives him the lead. Well, spotting 3 games is a tall order, but he's got the first one out of the way here, so. Still 5 more games to go, though, for Steve. Ben eagerly waiting his opportunity, but Steve comes up to break here.
And we're here at the beautiful Chula Vista Resort in the Dells in Wisconsin.
It looks like the sun's out. That first night, Tuesday night, that most of us arrived, it was pouring rain, and yesterday, Tuesday, was the day that the rain stopped, but it was windy today. It looks like a really nice day outside, but some great pool action inside. So it's this Chula Vista Resort is quite impressive. It's really a pretty place. There's a river that runs right alongside of it, as well as some natural wooded areas that it kind of surrounds it. It's a large property. It's a nice place. Chula Vista Resort and Water Park. Thank you very much for the hospitality in welcoming us. Also, thanks out to Bad Boys who does the tables. It's their crew that sets up the tables, running the tournament, things running like clockwork. Sort of an odd place to hit that ball. He sort of hit between the first and the second ball, but not rewarded with pocketing a ball. And they have remained, that's pretty tight packed.
What is the rule in CSI for where you have to contact a rack and 8-ball?
There's no rule for CSI for contacting the pack and 8-ball. It's just a matter of the number of balls, and that's 4 numbered balls have to contact a rail, or a ball has to be pocketed.
Absolutely. A lot of people don't realize that. Get concerned about they've either got to contact first or second ball, but not in the CSI BCAPL rules and the USAPL rules.
Correct. Yep. Yeah, there are some leagues that play that you have to contact the first couple of racks. One of the, and it's really more of an advisement with regards to CSI rules and BCAPL, that if you're going to safety break, it's best to notify your opponent ahead of time. It's not even a required warning, but it's advised simply so they can make sure the proper number of balls contact rails.
Right.
Haven't intentionally seen any safety breaks yet today, but you never know as matches move and get a little tighter, perhaps a little bit more cautious, a little bit more safe play might come into account. Well, Steve is taking some time to make sure that Q gets good and chalked this time. He's got some balls that are really tied up. That 6 ball is not in really a great spot. The 6 ball is not really in a great spot. He just took care of one of the balls that he had trouble with. So the 2 ball here.
Oh.
He was stretched out pretty good for that one.
Yep, he still has a shot on the 3, but I think he meant to get a little more on that one. He's got a 1 ball that's still a trouble ball.
Yeah, he's got a couple of trouble balls here.
But I think he takes that 6 down, and
yeah,
is that the 7 on the 8 there?
Yes, it is. So if he shoots the 6, I don't know, he might have an angle he can make the 7. It's a little hard to tell.
That's what I'm thinking, maybe the 7, well.
Academic at this point,
yeah.
And that's...
I thought he was going to try
end up being a scratch.
Yeah,
but,
missed the 6. Yeah, I thought maybe he was going to play for a stop and shoot the 7 in the corner and try to break out the 1.
Well, as Ben comes up here to shoot, he's 32% odds FargoRate says to win this match. He has a race to 3, while Steve at this point needs 5 more games and a race to 6 for him. Ben kind of just sort of going around picking off the balls as he goes. This is kind of flat here. I would think that he'd be thinking about what to do with that 15 ball pretty soon here. But it looks a little flat to me to try to do anything with it too much.
Yeah, it's like it's stunned for the 9.
Oh, and now he's got to shoot over that 6 ball too.
Yep.
Well, the 15 ball must bank. I can't really see the angle from here, but that there really is no other. So Steve comes back to the table now.
I'm like you on that 15. I'm not sure where he would have gone with it.
I gotta tell you, Steve's shirt talking about the original Sloppy Joe is making me a little hungry here. So not gonna lie.
Oh.
Well, he had that half ball cut to the corner, and the cue ball decided that it was going to go to the other corner. Well, I guess we're going to get a chance to find out what can be done with that 15 ball. Most likely. So what do you think here? I think you have to put it kind of close to the 13 ball, but you do it with such an angle that you cut in the 13 thinly and maybe go over, pop out the 15. I guess that's probably what would be the most likely. You know, another good option here would be to play a safety and bank the 13 once back and just kind of set it up in that corner for a breakup later on. But then Ben is like, I'm going to run this out.
Well, it banked better than I thought it would.
Yes, it did.
I wasn't sure. I thought it would clip the one coming out of
going by that one ball.
Yeah, that's what I thought the one was going to impede on.
It had to be, and I can't really tell if that 7 goes to that corner or not.
He's looking at that 8 in the corner. But he's got to hit it perfect, because if he cuts it any...
Sure does not look to me like that goes to that corner, but maybe it's just the perspective.
Well, I think it did with the slower shot. Did need the speed on it.
Well, he needed to throw that ball in. That ball was not going to...
But I think if he had slow rolled it, it would have blocked the pocket for the 1. If he didn't make it, he would have at least left a blocker.
And he got all of that one.
Yeah. He gets out of the way. I could see what he's got.
Well, this fast Simonis cloth is catching some of these players by surprise. Great equipment, but boy, you really have to
not forgiving.
You have to be cognizant of what's happening with that cue ball every moment. Well, he's left him a pretty tough 8-ball shot here. There is potentially a scratch there too, so he's going to have to be aware of that.
Yeah.
I don't think he's afraid of the shot. It seems to me like he's...
In this fast cloth, even trying to play slow, you can end up dropping that
cue ball. Actually, he does have a bit of advantage on the shot in the fact he's left-handed, so he's shooting toward his good side.
He drew back good.
Yeah, he did.
Nice.
That was a nice shot.
Nicely protected, yeah.
For sure. You know, for a left-hander, that's their good side.
Right.
And so for a right-hander, that would have been an even more difficult shot. Not saying it wasn't tough. It was very tough. But for a right-hander, that would have been their wrong side. So it did maybe give them a little bit more confidence to try to put some draw in there or something. So that evens are up at this point. Now 1-1, Steve and Ben in this silver men's competition.
Let's see how the FargoRate changes. It was at 68-32 in favor of Steve. Now it's flipped with it being a race, remaining race of 2-5. The advantage has gone to Ben at 55-45.
Correct. And a person's rating does not change during the course of a match, but it will change from match to match. So that's something to be aware of, as you maybe see some of these players a little bit further down the road. Balls are staying pretty clustered around that, around the spot.
And a dry break. Definitely got the 4 balls to the rail. And
oh, it was without a doubt good legal break. It's just a matter of
it didn't spread.
Yeah. All right, so Ben comes back up to the table now. Do you think he's going to shoot at a solid or a solid here? He's kind of hooked in such a way that I don't really think he can shoot a striped ball.
There we go.
Might even have to... this is really player preference here, whether he wants to cut or bank that 3 ball. He really wants stripes. He's looking at those stripes long and hard, but...
Yeah, he was looking at that 10
I don't
ball.
think it's in the hard. Oh, he's gonna bank the 4 ball. Looks pretty tight going by that 10, but we'll see.
Did he call the 10 or did he call the 4?
Oh, he's called the 10. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
And kicked at it.
And did not make contact with it. So.
And I'm like you. I thought possibly he was banking a 4 on the 10 and calling the 10.
Oh, playing the combo.
Yeah, which he could have done with it being open table.
Well, that could potentially really play a role here because
Yes.
I don't think he knows. I don't think Steve knows he's got a ball in hand.
Yep. Yeah, because he didn't get contact with any ball.
Ball in the sights of Steve Wicks here. That was a good shot there. He's now in a position where he could shoot that 14 ball and maybe kind of do something, a little draw or something to kick out that 11. He's got to be pretty careful, though, because there are a lot of solids in that same area, so... He is in a good position to do something, but he still has to be careful with what he's doing.
He's coming back into that pack from where he's at.
Yeah, and that unfortunately is when I was speaking of the dangers of where you're going to push that ball, and that came to fruition there.
Now the question is,
I think he said, I'm going for a hit. Which one would think he should be able to get here.
yeah, I tell you.
Ooh, maybe he was trying to bank for that 10
He
ball.
fired it for the side to bank it. Played dangerous because he put the 8 in play. Luckily, the 8 contacted the 12 and didn't drop.
Chula Vista Resort and Water Park here. This is the 2016 BCAPL Wisconsin State Championship. I'm Gennaro Vasquez. I'm here with Ricky Bryant. We're watching the men's silver division as play continues. Both of these players are on the one-loss side, so both playing for their tournament lives here. Winner continues on, and the loser does not, of course. Still have team competition coming up here at the state championships in Wisconsin.
Yeah, not only has the resort been friendly, the whole town is doing special things for the pool players and offering discounts and things. It's really a nice opportunity. And even if you're just a spectator to come out and watch some of the pool this weekend, there are a few vendors with some cues and other equipment and things available here. There's no spectator fee, so feel free to come out and watch.
Very good point. He's lined himself up. Doesn't look like that 1-2 is wired to me, but it might be. It's a little hard to tell from here.
He's calling it. I don't know which ball. I presume he's calling the 1 in the corner.
2 ball, I'm guessing.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't look to me like it was wired by any stretch of the
I didn't think so either. I
imagination.
thought if he was going to play the 2, he would have had to have banked it off the combination. I thought maybe a second kiss to play the 1.
So Steve Wicks comes up now. He's racing to 6, needs 5 games, and he would sure like to try to find some way to pull this one out.
Yeah, being on the stripes, they're not in the greatest position.
Yeah, I almost wonder if a safety there would have been really prudent. He could have played that ball there and left it cozied right
he
up to the...
fouled on the 8. Yeah, he fouled on the 8, playing the 12. See what he plays here. I know what I would play.
How would you do it?
I'd shoot the 2, and then I'd cut that 1. I think the 1 goes behind the 8, yep. Shoot my 2 and stop. Shoot the 2 in the corner, stop right there, and cut that 8. And
I would probably play a little different, simply from the perspective of, to me, it looks like it's...
a little frozen behind the 8.
I think the window to get on the 1 is a little touchy. If I have ball in hand, I shoot that ball right now. He could put it on this side and shoot the 1 and kind of just draw it back a little bit. He could play it over in the other corner. But the other thing, he could just put it right by the 1 and just kind of shoot across the 1 and pocket the ball. And that's yeah. He's shooting the other shot I talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably drawing it out a little bit more would have been to his advantage. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Because that was a dangerous shot, back cut with that side pocket as open as it can be. And he's left him with a full table bank.
Well, you would think that if he banks this, though, he should have fairly decent shape for the 8.
Yeah, but he missed the bank, and he didn't leave. Well, he didn't.
It's very difficult now to see whether. I don't think that 2 ball goes by.
If it does, it's got to be perfect. And I think it'll move the 8. Even if it goes by, it's going to move the 8. He may sink the 2, but I think he'll move the 8.
Well, he may want to play it rail first and see if he can skirt it by. Well, he decides to just kind of play a safety.
Safe, yep.
Well, considering the situation, I guess that wasn't maybe the worst play, because he's left him a difficult shot on the 11. I think you watch out for that side pocket.
Back cut.
Oh,
Yep, that was exactly what I was I agree with you. Slid right in the side.
The way he was shooting that line with that ball.
I thought sure he would go for the bank on that one. But you miss the bank, you sell it out. You sell out the farm on that one.
Well, pretty much.
But he could have
he
played
was just
a
trying to
safe
get the ball back down the other end of the table. I think he could have easily played a safety off of that one.
Yeah, I think so too.
He was just like, I'm going to go for the win here, and
yeah.
Well, now Ben puts himself in a very good position because Ben, by the Fargo rate for this match, is rated a 3 as far as a race to 3. And so, therefore, he's on the hill.
Yes.
So, if Steve intends to keep his tournament hopes alive here, he's got to win 5 straight games. We're at Table 1 of the 2016 BCAPL League, Wisconsin State Championship, the Chula Vista Resort. I'm Gennaro Vasquez. At my side here is Ricky Bryant. We're watching this match between Ben and Steve in the men's silver division. The FargoRate system in play here. For the purposes of this match, Steve has a race to 6 and Ben a race to 3. And Ricky, as you mentioned, the FargoRate, it's a interesting concept because you don't have you have a tournament ranking, but it's also based on how you match up against the next person you play. So, Ben, perhaps if he's playing someone of a comparable ability, he would race to a certain amount. But against Steve, the relationship shows that he basically has a race to 3 versus Steve, while Steve has to go to 6.
It's a very interesting system. I guess the first time I was exposed to it was a little over a year ago. But I understand the guys have been working on the system for a number of years, and as far as player data, they've tried to go back at least 10 years on data.
Well, being from the Twin Cities area myself, I happen to have been exposed to the Fargo rating. It was, I believe, pretty much the idea of Mike Page, who runs Fargo Billiards, thus the nickname here for the system, the branding for the system. But we've had it in our area. There's been leagues, tournaments run using the Fargo rate for a couple of years now. It's at this point just kind of being introduced, I believe, sort of at a more of a national level, and CSI has adopted it in the BCAPL leagues for the purposes of most of their tournaments.
Yeah, and my understanding, Fargo Billiards runs some really nice tournaments.
Have you been to that room?
I have not.
Let me tell you, that is a great room. It is gigantic. It is a big room. It's in the Fargo-Moorhead area, obviously, right on the border between Minnesota and North Dakota. But they have great food in there, like really delicious, like restaurant quality food. It's a pool hall. The tables are nice and clean. It's a great place. If you're ever up in that area, I would really encourage you to check that out.
That one's definitely one of the ones on my list. I get out that way.
Oh, you definitely have to get to that one. That's a nice one.
Oh my goodness! Played a 12 in the side. Looked like it was beautiful. Just caught it between the points on the pocket and held it up. It's sitting there, but it'll have to be another shot to take it down later.
Well, this is the one lost side of the silver division. So whoever wins this continues to keep their tournament hopes alive, and we'll see if that's going to be Ben, who's on the hill, or Steve. Can he make a comeback to get back in this match?
Yeah, I'm back to after the last game, which put Ben on the hill. He's at a FargoRate of 81% to win, and Steve's at 19%, needing 5 games.
You know, it's interesting to me that still, even needing 5 games and Ben being on the hill, that Steve still has as much as even a 19% chance to win, to be the victor in this match. The difference in their ratings must be pronounced. We are sitting above, I almost said high above. It's not really that high above, maybe 15 feet above table 1 here.
If we didn't have the ladder, you'd have to have a helicopter to get in here.
Exactly.
And we do have just a ladder bolted to the wall that we climb up to get into the booth.
And every time I'm checking the bolts on that ladder to make sure that it's gonna be.
Now, are you saying you're concerned about that? My weight on that ladder after I've been on it?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's. Not used to climbing a ladder very often, so.
Well, I'm an old safety guy. I was kind of expecting it to have a cage on it so that you couldn't fall off of it, but they don't.
Well, he's pretty much set himself up for a bank shot here.
Yeah.
If he makes it, he has a decent chance at getting, but he shoots it short and does himself the disfavor of adding one more ball to that mix-up in that corner.
Yeah. Well, Ben's got his work cut out for him.
Yes, he does. Here. Nice breakout opportunity here.
And he, not only did he make breakout opportunity, he dropped an additional ball. But he's still got his other 3 balls at the other end of the table are in trouble. He's got a shot on the 3.
Sometimes making extra balls isn't necessarily a good thing because it gives you less balls to be able to play shape with.
Absolutely. Let's see what he comes with off this 3.
Wants to come down the table and do something with that 4 ball.
Go to the 4 and a side and then try and break out his 1 and 6.
Well, it does lead him right in that direction, but boy, that's
a dangerous
shot in that side. Oof, that is.
And he could just roll into the 1.
Pro cut pockets. He made that look pretty easy, though.
Yeah, and he's got to
cut
on
something.
The 6, but that 1's
going
to be problems.
Use some draw to try to shoot for this. He's putting top on this ball. That's not going to break out that 1. That looked kind of weird.
I think he hit the 1 before he hit the 6.
It did. Yeah. I'm not sure if that was intentional
but since
or not,
that's his
right,
suit,
it was his suit.
Yeah, so he's okay.
But I'm not sure if that was. It's interesting. I'm not sure if that was intentional.
I don't think so either. I think it was just a tight fit, and I think it may have cost him on this rack.
We'll see Steve trying to get to 2 games. He lets that cue ball kind of go a little bit, and he's left himself a shot in the side that does not lend itself well to leaving himself well for the 8 ball. He's going to have to go forward and kind of
off a rail and back.
Yeah, he's going to have to kind of force that shot a little bit, which he did, and that's.
Is he going to scratch?
Creeping toward the.
And he scratched.
Wow.
And I would say that should cost him his tournament life right there.
Well,
we got 3 balls to run, though, so we'll see.
But he has everybody's favorite shot, ball in hand. So now it's time to see what he does with it. I'd take a little bit more angle shooting that ball. Yeah. Does look like he readjusted a little bit.
I think he heard you, yeah. I'm just teasing.
Actually, I would have adjusted it the other way, but
yeah.
Well,
He's playing it different than I would have, too. Gonna go down to the head rail and back down again, trying, but he missed.
well, he missed good, though.
Yeah.
He left him a pretty tough shot.
Bank or a long cut.
Well, do you shoot the tough cut or do you shoot the tough bank? I guess it's just a matter of preference at this point.
I would shoot the bank right there, and that's what he's called. He's called the bank back in the side.
There's a potential safety there, too, but it doesn't look like he's going to be interested in that.
Oh, my goodness. He almost went in the wrong pocket.
Well, for Ben, I believe he has a good chance of pocketing this one ball, but will he
control the cue to get shape on the 8
I'll tell
and
you
not
what,
scratch?
That cue ball, that thing has got a
mind of
that
its own.
corner
in this
pocket's
match.
almost got a bullseye on it.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, he fired the one and then came down table and came off the rail and had the 8 going everywhere.
But I'll tell you what, I mean, at the end of the day, he's ended up.
It came out okay.
He's ended up in a fairly decent spot here.
Oh, and hung it. And he's laughing as he sits down. He's on the hill.
He's laughing on the outside. Well,
Steve's going to drop the 8. And now Steve's on 2 games. He needs 4 more for the win. And Ben is still on 2, needing 1 more for the win.
So Steve started off that round with an estimated 19% chance, according to FargoRate, to still pull out the victory of that match. And it looks like he now has improved his favorites. He's still down basically 3-1 to Ben as far as Fargo ratings estimation. But you would have to think Steve is
They bumped Steve up to 26% chance to win now from 19 after putting another one on the wire.
Well, let's face the facts, though. He still has 4 games to win. Ben needs 1 game. So it is a handicapped rating. They are using the FargoRate to...
But it is call shot. There's no slop that we're playing in these, and so there's no win, no loss on the break, so you don't have to worry about.
It seems like there's some debate here
as to who broke,
as to whose break it is.
Yeah.
Ben went down to rack, and not sure. Steve, I think, thought it was his turn to break there. And again, no balls are pocketed. Well, let's think about this here for a second. So this would be an odd game. This would be game 5.
Didn't Steve break first?
No. Boy, I think we'd have to come back to the tape. I can't. That's accessing long-term memory for me at this point. That's what
I was trying to think who broke first, but they agreed on it and it's moved on.
You know what though? I do think now that I think about it, I do think Ben broke the last rack. But it doesn't matter at this point.
I was thinking about that. I saw the back of that Sloppy Joe shirt on the first break. That's what I was thinking about.
To remind me again. Taunting me.
I had a great panini sandwich during my lunch break with some nice bacon and nice Wisconsin cheddar cheese and a nice slice of tomato on some sourdough bread.
Not sure exactly what he was playing for. He's left himself a shot on this ball on the side. Didn't really do much to address any of the trouble balls.
Well, he's got looks like a pretty dead combo, 5-1 combo in the corner. Yep. But he's not moving. Not moving anything to help himself. Like you said, he's got the 3, the 4, and the 2 that are tied up.
Yeah, it sort of seems like at this point, just knocking balls out the table seems to be job number one, and worrying about those balls is a distant job number two.
Yeah, I would say he's called. Oh. Well, it doesn't matter if he called it. It was a stripe that went.
Well, he did hit his 2-ball first.
Yes, he
so
did.
That's the
yes, he
important
did. He got his
piece of it.
contact ball.
Not entirely sure what his objective was there. Maybe just to break out those balls a little bit.
Yeah, he had the 2 was setting really close to the 8, so he got it away from the 8. So he accomplished that. Didn't leave anything. Well,
Here comes that side pocket. Watch out.
Steve fired a nice cut shot.
Oof, wow.
And just barely kept the cue ball on the table as it came around about, I think, 3 rails.
He has found that side pocket more than once this match. So cue ball seemed like it had some eyes to try again.
But he has 2 balls that are tied up with bins down at the bottom of the table. We got 5 balls kind of clustered.
Ooh.
And they both seem to really like moving that 8-ball around.
This is the men's silver division of this BCAPL Wisconsin State Championship.
He got good position on the 13 to break out his 14, but he's also going to break out Ben's solids if he does much. And he didn't break the 14. He's basically left himself with
Well, if he
nothing
gets
but
over
a
on
safety.
the side where the 4 is, I think it could be made. But he's got a pretty significant problem with that 15 ball right now.
Yeah. And he's going to have to play a safety. I don't see anything. But he tried and was not rewarded because he scratched.
Well, I have to say at this point in the match, safety is not the first thought on either of these guys' minds. They are like, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out gunning here. So
you think maybe they missed lunch and they're trying to hurry up to get to dinner?
I think both of them have confidence in their shot making, and that's why they are definitely looking to try to run out racks.
Okay.
Watch outside.
Oh, man.
I don't think it... Does it go over there?
Yeah, the 5 goes. But
I'm
does he get back
not
down
so
table to the 2? He doesn't have a shot on the 2. He's got to go with 5.
No, he doesn't have a shot at the 2 now, so...
Well, he can
Well,
kick it.
Okay, let's put it this way.
And that's what he's going
Let's
for the
put it
kick.
this way. He has shots at the 2, but he doesn't have what I would call
I think this
forward shot.
This looks like a pretty decent chance if he hits it good.
Also, possibly a scratch.
Well, he didn't get all of it, but it was.
That also had a decent chance of scratch and carrying out that ball into the corner, too.
Yeah, well, I think it gives up another rack. Oh, my goodness. As I say that, the 15 ball is hanging in the pocket, and Steve has rattled it and left it hanging in the pocket.
Well, Ben is still kind of in an awkward position here because that 2 ball's pretty straight in and has a slight angle toward the wrong side of the table away from where that 8 ball is. He's going to really have to force that 2 ball in and try to drive that cue ball to get back down for the 8.
Yeah, and not careful, the cue ball get away from you. And he's come to the right side of it beautifully.
He has.
For where he was at, he's gotten about as good a position as.
And again, as a left-handed player, he's shooting on what would be probably considered his good side. So That does also play a role.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
he's cut it
made
good.
He's,
Hold on, cue ball, come back.
And it floated up there and stopped. But it got the rail. It got the opposite rail. So and the cue ball got rails.
It's been hanging there for more than the allotted amount of time. So
we'll see if Steve...
he's got the 14 and the 15 ball left. Does he shoot the 14 in the side to start out? Or does he try to play shape on the 14 in the corner?
Yeah, he's going to play for shape in the corner. And he got it.
Well, it certainly looks like Steve is going to take a lead in the match. Although with the uneven race, it still Ben is on the hill.
Ben's done all the hard work and given the table up in the last 2 racks. He's moved everything out of the way to allow Steve to get out. And Steve's given him the openings to get out. They just hadn't gotten there.
Well, Steve Wicks started off as a 0.25% chance to run 25% chance to FargoRate says to win the match, but that's going to change now. It's gone up to 36%. Steve races to 6. Ben races to 3. Ben is still on the hill, has been for a couple games now.
Steve's halfway home at 3.
Steve is starting to kind of claw his way back into this game. I'll tell you what, if he wins this next game, it could get interesting because so far Ben has had such a lead that it sort of seems like he's felt free to kind of take some chances and some opportunities that, maybe a little bit more cautious play would have served him better. But
I was just looking around at the rest of our room. There are 8 more tables in the room where the TV table or the streaming table is at. 9 tables total in here. And then the remainder of the tables are in the other room. And the vendors are in the other room, tournament desk. But it's... he's at the side of the table to break. Does a second ball break. Dropped the corner ball. And looks like he's dropped the other corner ball. So one went straight in, one went down table and back. And as you know, in the BCA, the requirement is you have a stripe and a solid on the corners. And so he has a stripe and a solid are down. It is open table after the break. So no advantage either way as far as number of balls down. But looking at the table, what do you think?
Well, it's stripes to me, I think, are sitting a little better. A large part of how good stripes are sitting right now, to me, lies in whether that combination goes to the side pocket. If that combination goes to the side pocket, I would take that in a heartbeat right now. That 15-14 combination. But
I can't tell from this angle if it goes or not.
But if it does, I would certainly be shooting it, because that would open up that table very nicely.
I don't think it goes from looking at this other camera angle, but he took a 15.
Kind of nudged those stripes out, and in the process has hooked himself badly.
Not so sure he didn't move a ball with his stick.
Well, he didn't.
That 10 looked like it moved.
He didn't hook himself, so that was the wrong word, but he didn't leave himself very well.
No. And we don't have to worry about that combination because it's not there anymore. Oh. He missed. Didn't leave anything easy because he can stroke in between those. It's not the worst. Not like he's having to bridge over it completely.
Well, I think that
but
7 ball
is,
7 balls sitting over there, the 2 balls kind of sitting over there. He's going to have to get some decent shape on those in order to get those out of there.
Well, he's going to play down too.
Well, this will carry him down toward the 3-ball. I actually caught a little piece of 3. It almost helped him because I think he was going to miss that more than he did.
Yeah. I was interesting to see what he was going to do, how he was going to move the stripes around and help Steve out.
I don't know if I'd shoot that 10-ball. That's going to push that 8-ball in a place that is a danger zone.
Well, he's got the 15 ball. 15 ball goes in the corner.
Yeah,
And then, as my dad would have said, call that mathematical pool. You make one, you carry one. He carried the 14 down to try and get another shot.
I've never heard that expression.
Yes.
Carry one?
Yep, the mathematical pool. Make one and carry one. That's old math. The new math people wouldn't know what that means. Well, he missed the 14 on the cut on the bottom rail.
Well, that was not an easy shot.
No, it was not. It was not. And
Ben comes back up. Does he play the combination here? Does he go real first for the 7?
he's going to play the combo. And I'm like you. I guess I would have wanted to have played the combo a little softer to try and let the 3 maybe nestle up and stay.
Well, from what I've seen so far, he loves to put a full stroke on every shot, so he does not like...
well, people say that's what I do, too. I need to take a
not,
little steam off the cue ball.
Does not like nipping that ball around the table. Yeah. He shoots every ball honestly, so... Well, he's got a little cut on the 3 ball here, but he can come back out 2 rails, I think, for some nice shape on the 2 or maybe on the 6.
Yeah, if he gets lucky, he can get on the 6, but we'll see where it ends up.
Gotta watch out if you draw this ball, which it looks like he's doing a little bit, you could scratch. Yep.
Yep. He went cross table and back in the same pocket with the 3.
Well, I think he was trying to avoid the scratch in what
the
is
other
our
corner.
left-hand corner pocket, and in doing so, drew it so much to the point where it scratched once rail back. So.
And with that speed control, he shot it pretty hot. That allowed it to float across the table twice.
I don't know if the scratch was on the original shot. Probably with a little bit of inside English, he could have brought that around 2 reels.
I think so too. I agree with you.
And set himself up for that 2-6.
Wow. Steve may have woken up. He played a nice shot on the 9 out of the cluster.
Well, we'll see what happens here because he's a little bit on the wrong side of this 10 ball.
And he played a 2-way. I don't think he's got the 12. I think he's going to have to play the 14.
Speed is very important here.
Yeah, he's going to need to play it slow to take that 12
very
to the other
important.
corner. Oh.
He tried to mitigate how thin he had to hit that ball by going into the 2 ball, and well,
it's Ben's
the
game.
results would have been great if he had managed to pocket the 14, but
yeah, it's Ben's to win.
Ben comes up. He's on the hill. He's going to have to come around a little bit because it is not natural shape for that 6 ball.
Yeah,
He gets into that one pretty good.
Yeah, he didn't leave it easy. He left a lot of distance between it and somewhat of a back cut.
You know, I'll tell you what, I think the scratch is on here again. Yeah, we'll see.
What do you think in the top? Well, he didn't shoot it hard enough to scratch.
It was closer than I like to leave it. Let's put it that way.
Is he going to go for the side or the corner?
I'm going to guess he's going side.
Yeah, me too.
And that is what he indicates.
Yep. He should be no trouble at all as long as he doesn't shoot at 1,000 miles an hour. He'd be okay.
Yeah, turning this cue ball loose at this point would not be a good decision.
No. But he did turn it
He
loose
did.
and got away with it.
But he did. And
Got away
so
with it.
he wins the match. He only had to go to 3. So Ben takes this match. Ben advances on the one-loss side. Steve Wicks is out of the tournament for this point at least. And that concludes our coverage of this match on